They said silence was a weapon, but nobody expected she would use it in this way. A family meeting was called in Asaba, so they say. The elders gathered. The air was tense. Emotions thick, and all eyes waited for one woman. That is our own baby girl, Regina Daniels. But to everyone's shock, she did not show up, according to the story coming out at this time. And just like that, silence became action. Action that speaks volumes louder than any statement she could have ever made. By the end of this story, my people, you will understand what it looks like, okay? Like defiance might actually be freedom. And what some call disrespect may in truth be self-respect. Because sometimes a woman has to choose herself, even if the world calls it rebellion. Yes. It was reported that Epa, that is the billionaire Epa himself, and husband to our baby girl Regina Daniels, they said sometime not too long ago had called for a special family meeting in Asaba, ostensibly, to reconcile both of them again. That's what they said. From all indications, the meeting was meant to serve one purpose, that settlement. The elders were said to have gathered, waiting for both sides to come together and mend what was broken. For a moment, hope was in the air. Could this be the reconciliation everyone has prayed for? Could this be the beginning of healing for one of Nigeria's most talked about couples? But then came the twist. Our baby girl was nowhere to be found. Yes, you heard me well. They say our baby girl not show up. Yes, so they say she not show up at all. Reports say she did not show up because she was not because she was not aware of the meeting, because she was informed, but because she chose not to. Yes. She was said to be busy decorating her new home, a space she either rented or recently acquired. Because according to the rumors or reports out there, some section of the media is saying she bought that house. Others are saying she merely rented the place. But whatever it is, she's in a new place that she showed to us by herself. So it is not really important if she bought it or she rented it. That is not important to us. The important thing is she has gotten a space for herself. So she said she was busy trying to, decorate the place, put the place in good shape. And that was why she couldn't create time to attend that meeting. Like I said, she was said to be busy decorating her new home. Yes, you heard me well. And that, my friends, is where the real story begins. Yes, so that decoration, not being that meeting, that is where the real story begins. Sources close to her reportedly said our baby girl had been in Asaba just a few days earlier for this same purpose. She waited too long, she waited for 2 long days for a meeting that never held because, as they said, one elder wasn't available. So the report added that she was in Asaba a few days ago for this same meeting. And the report says she stayed there for 2 days just for this meeting to happen. And after waiting for that 2 days, meeting was supposed to eventually happen. They said there is one important Baba that was supposed to be there. They waited and waited, and the Baba didn't show up. So our baby girl had to leave back to Lagos, according to the report. So when another invitation came, she politely refused. In her words, I have bigger things doing. I cannot keep waiting endlessly when my time could be used to build something meaningful. And that statement, yes, that very statement, that simple decision has shaken the ground under a power political and personal world. Because for a man of his status, used to control and compliance, this was unexpected. For a politician whose profile is rising, who is being in the news for championing the animal state creation, this kind of domestic embarrassment is the last thing he ever wanted. according to the report out there. Imagine elders gathered in a sitting room expecting reconciliation, and the younger wife, the so-called baby of the house, does not show up. Just imagine that for yourself. You can almost feel the awkward silence that pervaded that living room that very day. You can even imagine it yourself. They said the pa was livid. Yes, that is expected. That he felt disrespected, embarrassed, and even betrayed. That his ego, the one already stretched thin by public scrutiny, took a hard hit that very day. But let's pause and look deeper, my people, at this juncture. Because maybe, just maybe, what happened in Asaba was not about disrespect. Maybe it was about boundaries. Maybe it was a young woman saying, I cannot be summoned and delayed at will anymore. Our baby girl might have realized something powerful. That peace is not begged for. It is built from within. She's grown from being the soft-spoken actress who followed love into luxury into a woman who understands that self-worth is not arrogance. And while many are quick to label her decision as pride, the truth is, sometimes a woman who has been quiet for too long must finally let her silence turn into action. This action, refusing to attend, might just be her way of saying, I'm not a child anymore. I know what I deserve. It is not about rebellion. It's about evolution. That's what I think is happening right here. And this, my dear listeners, okay, is where the story becomes painfully beautiful. Because while a pa deals with bruised ego and political calculations, our baby girl seems to be stepping into a new phase of life, one filled with personal dreams, growth, and self-rediscovery. The very girl once accused of being too young to make a decision now makes the hardest one yet, choosing herself. But let's be fair, right here, my people, let's be fair. Our baby girl too is human. I mean, a pa, is a man juggling politics, power, and complex family dynamics. He may genuinely want reconciliation, not just for image, but for peace. Yet in the process, he may have forgotten that respect is two-way street. And our baby girl, having been silent for too long, has learned to value her time and peace, if you ask me. Maybe this is not the end of love. Maybe it's just a painful pause, a period of reckoning. Because no matter how big a mansion, no matter how heavy the bank account, no marriage survives without mutual honor. Our baby girl absence that day was not a tantrum. It was a statement that love without respect is like a mansion without a foundation. And as the elders say, you can't call a lion's child a goat simply because it refused to bow. Our baby girl calmness in the previous story we've done before, showed emotional strength. This decision now shows emotional independence, if you ask me. She's no longer reacting. She's choosing her peace instead. Now you want to ask, what are the lessons right here? For a pa himself, perhaps this is a lesson that even the youngest flower in the garden deserve water and patience, not command. And for our baby girl, it's a lesson that knowing your worth will always make some people uncomfortable. Yes, that is the truth about this life. The day you begin to know your worth, I tell you, a lot of people around you will become uncomfortable. That's the simple truth. To the rest of us watching from afar, this story reminds us that silence and boundaries are not rebellion. They are self-respect in motion, if you ask me. Yes, it is painful. Yes, we wish for reconciliation. But sometimes a woman must lose her fear to find her peace. Let me tell you this again, because this is very instructive at this time. Like I said sometimes a woman must lose her fear to find her peace. Because as the old proverb says, when the drum of love breaks, the dance of dignity must begin. So, is this the end of our baby girl and Nepal? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear. Yes, very, very clear. The little girl they thought they married has become a woman with bigger and better dreams. A woman who knows the difference. A woman who knows the difference now between luxury and peace, between staying and growing. And that, my friends, you listening to the sound of my voice, that is the quiet power of our baby girl at this time. Okay? So, what do you think about this story making the rounds at this time? If actually our baby girl, did not honor that invitation, because like she said, she was busy. Like she said, she was there before, and she spent 2 days, and in the name of waiting for one elder, and the meeting did not hold. Do you think that she's right not to honor the second meeting? Because according to her, it looks like summoning her and just ordering her all over the place. What do you think about this story yourself? Please feel free to go to the comment section, okay, and leave your thoughts right there. And hopefully, we'll take this conversation further, okay? Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Bye-bye.